Hello friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. Do you have a problem just like me? Do you have way too many things that smell good? So many things that smell good that some of them actually smell bad, but you own them just because they smell bad, because I legitimately have fragrances like that. So that when people come over, I'm like, smell this, it's up. What is wrong with me? But yes, are you like me, dear friend? Are you spiraling? Well, good. Today we're talking about fragrances that I still wear, even when my shelves look like that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that you can't see. But they look like this, just without the lights. It's very drab. All of these will be linked down below me. Bruh. He said below me. Let us begin. But where else can we begin other than a chiseled body that also has no head, arms, or legs? Oh my God, it's messed up. Le Beau Paradise Garden, that is what this is. Absolutely love how this smells. Spring and summer, this stuff is fantastic. Also, the original Le Beau and Le Parfum get top-notch grades as well. Woo! Green, sweet, fresh, a little bit creamy, but not as creamy as Le Parfum. This is a compliment monster for spring and summertime. Just an easy wearing fragrance that smells pretty different from all the other fragrances out there outside of the other Le Beaus. Hopefully next year they come out with a new Le Beau flanker that absolutely crushes, because Flower Edition, while it is okay, is maybe not quite on par with the ones that came out before it. Now this next one is kind of cheating because I got it in like 3 days ago, but I'm gonna pop it in here because it smells quite similar to a fragrance that I absolutely adore that is really, really expensive because it's discontinued. It is this right here, Alpha Desire by FOMO Parfums. I don't think you have to say the name that way. It's got a cool cap, strange cap. It is magnetic, but not a turbo strong magnet. Let me demonstrate. You can lift it as long as you are careful. Otherwise, potentially dangerous. So a magnet that is not turbo strong. It's there, but it's not really, been working out. Looks pretty cool though. It is a big step up from the earlier FOMO fragrances as far as the presentation style goes. So this fragrance right here, it smells similar, like I said, to a more expensive discontinued fragrance, so got my attention. But not the exact same. It's not the exact same. It smells similar to Issey Miyake's Noir Ombre. Now I know a lot of people just perked up when they heard that. Oh, because that one is a grail. Yeah, that is a fragrance that is 10,000 times worth owning if you can afford it nowadays. For a short period of time, they were available at TJ Maxx. People were going crazy, going out there and grabbing them all, and then basically they just vanished after that. But like I said, it's not the exact same, and it is a change that for some people is gonna be better, and other people is gonna be worse. So Noir Ombre, that one, if you've never smelled it, it has sort of an incensey feel to it. Now, it does not officially have incense as a note, but the way the resins and the woodiness, the amber, all of that works together, it comes across with kind of an incensey touch to it. So when you smell it, it's got this like bit of smokiness that wafts through. It just kind of adds additional depth to the fragrance, makes it really feel pricey. With this one, basically that aspect is just washed away. Instead, this one is a little more of like a sweet amber, like a warm, spicy sweet amber with almost a kind of vanilla undertone to it. So basically you could say like taking Noir Ombre, but then making it more contemporary, modernizing it, smoothing out the edges. So for some people that's gonna be great because they're gonna go, oh, it's easier to wear. Other people are gonna be like, you removed what makes Noir Ombre Noir Ombre. But it is one that I have been wearing, trying to figure out how it vibes with me. How does it vibe with me? Like this. How about we go with this one? Oof, Gucci Guilty Elixir. Was trying to go that way. Yes, grabbed it. No. Guilty Elixir smells like Reflection Man by Amouage if it had a baby. With Pegasus by Parfums de Marly. That's basically what's going on. It's those two fragrances put into a blender and you get this. Really nice and classy, strong performance, lasts a long time, projects pretty heavily, and very classy. Yeah, sophisticated, refined, good for spring, summer, fall, winter, basically whenever you want. And it's one of those fragrances that does come out from time to time, where when I first got it, I was a little whiffly waffly, didn't hate it, but I wouldn't say I was in love with it. And then as time went on, and I wore it a few more times, started to really dig it. And nowadays, Gucci Guilty Elixir, it's one of my ones that I like to bust out from time to time. Just kind of elevates everything that you're wearing, gives you this nice little boost of confidence, and it doesn't lean as heavy into that like very vanilla forward scent profile that is all over the place nowadays, which I love, but sometimes it's good to take a break from that too. It's like if you enjoy pizza, yeah, eat yourself some pizza. But if you eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a month straight, probably gaining a lot of weight. Your heart's about to shut down. You need less pizza. The vanilla fragrances are the pizza. It's good, but sometimes you gotta switch it up. Too much pizza make your heart blow up. Let's go next with this Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense fragrance that I have mentioned a bunch. It does have vanilla. It's that pizza. It's pretty good pizza, brother. But it's got some freshness in there too. So it's like a little mix, a hybridization. It's not full on sweet, it's fresh on sweet. And that makes it okay. It's pizza with like fresh tomatoes sliced on top. And you go like, hey, there's a little freshness right there. That's healthy. That's the tomato. That's good for you. So it's got vanilla. Yeah, it's also got lavender. It's got a nice little woodiness in there as well. This one is just a compliment destroyer. Yeah, this is like the Galactus of compliments from Marvel. And I don't want you to think I'm a poser. I knew about Galactus before the movies. I had comic books. That's not cool at all. There's like one dude out there like, that is cool actually. And 99 who are like, that's not cool. Comics were cool, man, come on. Are cool. This is just one of those ones that I wear because it has that versatility built in. Even though it's cooling down right now, you can still bust this out and you don't have to worry about it just farting away on the wind. I don't think anybody describes fragrances that way. But you know what I'm talking about. That fragrance, you spray it on, you're like, I'm smelling amazing. You go outside and the cold air goes, and then you're like, it's gone. What happened? The Wendigo has stolen my fragrance. Dior Homme Sport. Up next, love some Dior Homme Sport. I also like Dior Homme 2020. I came around. I like that fresh, spicy, woody blast, but this one, easier to wear. Nice freshness, a little bit of like tartness from the citrus off the top, so you get this nice balance of fresh, sweet, and lightly rindy. It's a nice masculine, modern woodiness underneath. Classy, easy to wear, kind of sophisticated, good work fragrance, casual fragrance, even date fragrance potentially. Maybe more of like a day date, but it works. Wear it with a suit, wear it formally, still gonna work. Absolutely killer. Another one with a lot of versatility. And that is one thing actually that you'll notice through here. A bunch of these are highly versatile scents. Now I do still love very targeted scents, you know, the type of stuff where they work in like a particular situation and outside of that, maybe not as much. I still love those. But if we're just talking about how often they're worn, a lot of times if I'm gonna go out somewhere and I've not been testing something new, it comes down to just like what's something I can grab and spray and go and know it's gonna work. Now before we head to the next fragrance, let's head to the next fragrance codes. Haha, so smooth. I got codes for a lot of different places here. JOMASHOP codes, got those. Fragflex, the perfume box, got those. Lucky Scent, I got that. Whatever you need, brother. Whether it's niche, clone, designer, use these codes, save yourself some money. All right, let's go super citrusy, Eros Energy. I know some people are gonna say, nope, I don't like it. I don't like the citrus, but I do. And my wife does too, so that plays a part. Eros Energy has just about every single type of citrus that you could imagine shoehorned into the front of the fragrance as soon as you spray it on. It's like the missing cornucopia from the Fruit of the Loom logo, just filled up with citrus and dumped onto your skin. Mandela effect. It also has some similarities to Aventus cologne off the top, so you might find some similarities there with this one. And this is just very refreshing and brisk and very attention grabbing for me in spring and summertime, especially during the day. Also, actually, when it gets really cold, go ahead, if you like citrus, bust out some of your citrus scents when it is chilly outside and see how they work. Some of them smell even better when it's cold outside. You may need to spray a little more, but some of them smell crazy good. CH Men, Carolina Herrera, right here, throwing it back a little bit. Nobody talks about this anymore. Very few people wearing this anymore, but it still works. Stuff still works, still smells great. It's got an awesome leather note in there. This kind of like semi-sweet leather. A little sugary in terms of how it comes across. Like I said, kind of sweet. Also some green aspects off the top. Just a really sexy fragrance, works perfectly daytime or evening. Also a good like transitional fragrance. Like if you are heading out at 5, 6 p.m., something like that, spray this on, perfect. Performance is okay, like it's not amazing, but it's good enough. It'll last long enough to get you through the evening. And if you want to, go heavy. Mr. Burberry, this one is Element. Now, to be fair, I feel like if you look at the biggest releases from major designer houses over the past decade, Mr. Burberry might be the biggest failure. That's pretty rough, it's harsh, but it's possible.
You're all failing right now. Congratulations on your epic fail of the use of the word fail.
I'm trying to think of one that might have fallen off harder. You guys can let me know what you think, but let's go ahead and lay out the evidence, just real quick. When the first Mr. Burberry was announced, it was supposed to go against Dior Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel. Okay, it was supposed to go up against the big dogs. We're talking Burberry was basically like, we want a top 5 best-selling fragrance in the world. And I know if you weren't around back then in terms of fragrances and everything, you might go, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Yes, because when they announced it, it was a big deal. It was obviously marketed as a blue fragrance, and this was at like the peak of blue fragrances coming out. They made a big deal about how they got Francis Kurkdjian to do the fragrance. And they were like, we have our signature Burberry like little bow tie that we're putting on each one of these bottles. The hype before it came out was very high. And then it came out and nobody wanted it. They came out with the Eau de Parfum and people were like, maybe it's slightly better, but I still don't really want it. Then they came out with Indigo, which people were also like, bleh, and then they finally came out with this one, Element, which wasn't even done by Francis Kurkdjian. And of course, Kurkdjian nowadays is the in-house perfumer for Dior. So all that story time, and you say, well, why Element? I'll tell you why, because it smells pretty similar to Why Live by Yves Saint Laurent. And I absolutely loved Why Live. That is one that just grew on me more and more and more. Massive compliment puller. If you've never smelled Why Live, basically like Why Eau de Toilette mixed with Invictus, kind of. This doesn't get you all the way there to smelling like Why Live, but it gets you part of the way there, and that's enough for me. So when I kind of want that vibe, reach for that. Also reach for this one, Halloween Man X. To be fair, we are past Halloween now, so like we're out of season for this one, I guess. And Halloween Man X is, I feel like, and I'm not saying it's the best one for everybody, okay? But I feel like this is the fragrance that really grabbed people's attention from Halloween, and then the fragrances that came after it maybe didn't hit quite as hard. For me, especially, Halloween Man X grabbed my attention immediately. It was mad cheap when it came out. It was like $30 or something. And that's for a full-size bottle, 4.2 ounces, baby, that's extra. Anything over 100 mils, that's just gravy. So this one right here coming in at 125, nice, 25% more, and like I said, 30 bucks, nice. The fragrance itself had an interesting media write-up. Like the brand itself said it has a blackjack accord, which you might say, well, what is a blackjack accord? Are we talking cards? No, it just meant like, oh, it's for dudes. It's manly, bro. Blackjack, dude. Oh, gnarly. So it was just like coffee, that's manly. You wake up in the morning and drink coffee, nice. Or maybe you're a wild man, you drink it late at night. There was also booze in there because, of course, and leather. You put those together, blackjack, that's what that is. And I actually really love the coffee in here. It's kind of a roast coffee, so it does have a touch of that bitterness along the edges. You know, it's got a little bit of that like bite to it. A little similar to Ferragamo Uomo Signature, which is also fantastic. And when I go back over there to where the Halloween Man fragrances are, right over there off camera, this is the one I go for. You know what else I wear? 1 Million Lucky by Paco Rabanne. At least that's what the name of the house was when this came out. Nowadays, just Rabanne, but 1 Million Lucky. This fragrance has been rumored to be discontinued pretty much ever since it came out, but you can still find it, so we're all good. And this is one of those scents that just combines everything in the right way. It gets the job done, if you know what I mean. It's got this nice fruitiness, deepness, sweetness, but then it's also a little fresh off the top, ozonic even. And so it gives you a lot of different vibes, a lot of different things going on all at once. And that makes this one extremely versatile. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of these are just easy to wear. It also, to me, smells quite unique compared to most other fragrances out there. Maybe there are a couple things that have come out since this one that have that sort of nutty aspect, because this has that. But nowadays, there are a lot more fragrances that have chestnut or hazelnut or toffee or something like that. This one has that vibe, but it did it before, you know, like the 24 fragrances that came after it that utilize that kind of aspect. And that goes back to what I was saying before, where this one is a nice meeting of fresh and warm and sweet and cozy and sexy all at once. So 1 Million Lucky, still rock with that one. Kind of strange that they never made flanker to it. I mean, I know it's a flanker and a lot of people roll their eyes when it's flanker of a flanker, but at this point you just got to accept it. You know, there's flankers, flankers of flankers, 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 flankers. It's insane. All I'm saying is don't abandon 1 Million Lucky. This stuff rules. Definitely don't discontinue it, but hit us with something in this style, but push it another direction. I'm not saying you have to come out with 1 Million Lucky Elixir or anything like that, but like, don't let this be just this. But if you do, at least it was good. Now I've got a few more fragrances that I wanted to talk about. I'll run through just a couple more real quick. This one is newer. It's Ralph's Club New York by Ralph Lauren. And this is another one of those ones that is just a grab, spray, and go type of fragrance. It is so stupid easy to wear in pretty much any situation. The opening, lightly candied, but also very airy, fresh, zingy. Also a nice clean vibe to it. It's just a really well done, everyday modern man's fragrance. Like, it's not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's not trying to push boundaries, really. It's just trying to be pleasant, you know? It's just trying to get the job done. And when I don't really want to put any effort into the fragrance that I'm wearing, I don't want to be like, okay, what's the situation? Well, I'm going here first, I'm gonna go do that, I'm gonna spend this many hours over here with these people, and it's gonna be this temperature, blah, blah, blah. Like, when I don't really care, something like that, awesome. Grab it, blast it on, understand that everyone's gonna love it, and just go. Also, I feel like there is this like comfort in getting to the point where you just want to smell good. Like, you yourself just want to be happy with what you're wearing and you're not really trying to like impress anybody anymore. That's pretty good, because then you can just grab whatever you're really feeling in the moment, spray and go. Because there were times in the past where I would get like a fragrance that was expensive or whatever, and I'd be like, I'm gonna blast this on. People are gonna ask me what it is, you know, and I'm gonna be like, oh, pinkies up, you know, start trying to be all flexing on them and stuff. And after a while, you realize that's just, who cares? And a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't like that. I don't like what you're wearing. Well, I don't like your face. I'm gonna finish this one on Sauvage Elixir from Dior. Popular, yes. Strong, yes. But it's a classic at this point. Like, Sauvage Elixir, better or worse, changed fragrances. It switched up everything, and now everybody out there is kind of following along in that path that Dior set with this one. Woody, spicy, masculine, powerful, nice blend of spices and licorice and everything when you first spray it on. Absolutely adore the stuff. The only thing that sucks about it is it's expensive, and also that it did influence all the elixirs that we've gotten, for better or worse. On the one hand, it's good because a lot of the elixirs are fantastic and they have great performance. On the other hand, it's bad because it's been bumping prices up higher and higher and higher. And now, you know, everybody is coming out with stuff that's 180, 190, 200, or even more. Kind of a double-edged sword there. But there we go. There are the fragrances. The other ones that I wanted to mention, but I just don't want to like take all your guys' time. Y Eau de Toilette, Montclair Sunrise, and Luna Rosa Black. So those also. I want to thank you guys for hanging with me here until the end. Let me know, how many fragrances are you rocking with nowadays? And which ones out of that collection would you say you wear the most? Like, what are you reaching for? So maybe you own 20 things, but you really wear like 2 or 3, or maybe you own 500 things and you wear 5. Who knows? Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.